Yo, what up, YouTube? Man, starting this story time with y'all, man. So the first story I want to get up going, you know what I'm saying? There's gonna be parts to this because this is part one. First time ever dating somebody with a drug addiction, man. So the first time dating somebody with a drug addiction, it was kind of a shocker to me. It was more so I didn't even know what the person was doing. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was like I had, my weed or whatever. I was a youngster. I was pretty much a little young hustler, man. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is, I was doing my own little dibbles and dabbles and not doing this stuff though. But you know what I'm saying? I was pretty much hustling, and I stayed away from that stuff. But at the time, I didn't realize what like this person was on, and the whole house, going to go see her and all that. The whole house would be on that. So I was like, very like unaware of what was around me. Long story short, yeah, I came to find out, like, when you start seeing people like, picking at their skin and stuff like that, you would wonder what the hell is going on. Like, is this a makeup breakout? You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking it was a makeup breakout and all this stuff, man. I swear to you, I thought it was a makeup breakout, things like that, but it wasn't, man. So as the days go by, the relationship gets more time with it. Um, that's when I was more so starting to see that this was an everyday thing, and I'm just thinking it was just like something like in the marijuana type of smoke weed every day type stuff, but it was not. So next thing you know, the person was just, I guess it was like kind of first it was like a cool person, but they would have a split personality. And when I say a split personality, was more so like the girl I was dating, like would dress up, like how you say, easy access, and I was like, wait a minute. You dress like this every day, and it was just when I say a split personality, this person can go from blue to red different days, and was very into the culture of the blue and the red, and was very like friendly at the same time. So dealing with this person was more so an eye opener to where like you seeing new things, and people they getting along, they chilling, they all smoking that stuff, and you smell a funny little smell in there. You're like, what the hell? It's like, damn, this what y'all getting high on? Like, it's funny smell. So I'm not gonna mess with this. I wouldn't even touch that stuff. So then I started to realize, the sleep patterns and all that. They'll be, up probably all night long and stuff like that. So that's when I started to learn, like, that was actually a drug, because I learned, from the past, growing up as a youngster, which would be in another story. Dealing with a parent, and like and an environment of drugs and alcohol. Um, but long story short, so after that, I was just more so just like lost on what was going on, and the person would just be kind of very very emotional, and so this is part one. So from that was that first encounter with a girl who was on we'll call it meth at that time. Not we're not gonna call it meth. It was meth, and pretty much it was kind of a it was just like a regular thing, thinking that it was the person was just doing their thing and it was cool, which was not. Like, at the end of the day, I had to, like, really realize that that stuff was really addicting to this person, and it really was like, changing this person's world and the way the person would be. It is just it was very, different behavior, like just wow, like the way the person treated the parent, and the parent was also on that same thing. So, like, it was just the weird vibes. You know what I mean? It was just very sketchy, and I'm glad to say that I survived that, because during them times with people on that stuff, man, you never know what kind of reaction and stuff you'll get. Um, but I'm not trying to talk y'all ear off with this story time and talk in circles. Um, but I actually thought that at that time it wasn't a problem. But now that as I'm older and I look back at the things that was like that, man, that was like actually uh, not cool at all. Um, the traffic, the when I say traffic, it was just to say just the people around and the people they were involved with, certain things, like the person not eating and things like that. Trying to make spaghetti and it's just tomato sauce and shit like that. Like, bro, like, nah, hell no. That was that first one. It was the first. We got multiple times where this happened, and it was all surprising. And like I said, like you'll meet the person and you thinking, okay, cool, this person's cool. You giving them a chance, and then you start to being around that person a lot more, and you kind of realize that that they're on it. And pretty much, I just was shocked at finding out later, like later on down the line, like what was really being done, and who I was like really cuffing. I was a young dude about that time. I was like about I'd say about 20, like 22 or something like that. And that was in my 20s, and that right there, bro, like I'll kind of look at it now and just say, damn, I really was, messing with a person that was not even, fit to be with, at that time, and it could have took me down with them, and it didn't. It didn't, So that's part one of it. Part one. The cooking was terrible. Crazy, like, different acts and stuff like that. And so being with that one, the first one, okay, we still keep that, like, like that. That's the first one. I say I gotta add up how many it was in total. I think it'd been like four, maybe. I'll say four. I think it was about four. Yeah, about four or three. I'm not sure in my lifetime. Uh, but the first one with that going on, with the meth use going on, with the little pipes laying around with the bubble on the end of it, stuff like that. I was like, what is this? Like, kind of like, I'm just looking at it. I didn't know what it was. Um, I actually just didn't, like, kind of turned a blind eye to it and just was like, hey, I'm just minding my own business, and lovey dovey. You gotta be all lovey dovey, Hey, you in love type like situation, and hey, don't worry about what's going on. I think they tried to explain to me what it was, and I kind of just I was so much of just doing my own thing, hustling, and didn't care, you know, to where I didn't know that that's the reason why a person was the way they was. Um, Very well, not territorial, but it was more kind of like, say for instance, you're always wrong and they're always right. It was a lot of that going on. Uh, just sketchy, just untrustworthy. It was kind of starting to get untrustworthy and sketchy at the end, though. Could be some cool people, but it just all depends on what day it is, Um, so from this part one, this meth stuff, man, that was like a wake up. That was a wake up call due to the fact of all the stuff that was going on and in the house, living around the person, being around the person, thinking that that's like the person you love and all that stuff. Um, which also the first time a woman of another color used the N word, and it kind of just like not made me snap and go attack the person, but it was just like made me rethink, like, what the heck, like, did you say that for real? Like, oh, you're really tripping, and there was a lot of stuff behind that one. That one was also like low key, not low key, but really like a cheater on that one. Sending pics and all that, and people like, oh yeah, you check the phone, and you got people that already got the pics of the person and all this stuff, and it's like you with this person at the same time. This person was trying to be like the person that said that, like, their name is like kind of like the lady version of your name, and I'm like, oh no, this is embarrassing, right? So yeah, long story short, that stuff right there